You know how it is, you're scrolling online, maybe reading a book, and then bam! You find that one quote that just hits you right in the chest. It's so inspiring, you feel like you could change your whole life. But then, well, nothing really happens. Today we're going to dig into that. We're talking about how to turn those powerful words into actual, real-world action.
I mean, it's the big question, isn't it? We get this deep urge for a fresh start, a new beginning, but we just feel stuck. It's kind of like you're standing on the edge of a diving board. You know you want to jump, but your feet feel like they're glued to the spot. And look, that feeling is totally normal, but getting past it takes a little more than just willpower.
And leave it to the brilliant Mark Twain to just nail it. This is the whole problem right here. We know that getting started is the secret sauce, but how? How do you actually do it? How do we fight that little voice inside that keeps saying, maybe tomorrow? That's the billion-dollar question we're going to try to unpack. Okay, so enough about the problem, right? Let's talk about the solution. This whole explainer is designed to give you a framework. Think of it like a bridge that gets you from that first little spark of inspiration all the way to taking that first real step. It's all about finding the courage to begin. And honestly, that courage usually comes from having a solid plan. This, right here, this is the main idea for everything we're talking about today. Inspiration is awesome. It gives you the what. I want a new job, or I want to get healthy. But inspiration by itself? It fades. The missing piece of the puzzle is structure. That's the how. It's the step-by-step guide that turns a passing thought into a real plan you can stick to. So where does a good structure even begin? Well, it starts with getting really, really clear. Before you can take action, you need to know exactly what you're taking action on. So this first part of the framework is all about cutting through all the noise and finding that one single, powerful idea that's going to be your guide. Think about it like a mission statement for your new beginning. This isn't some long to-do list with 10 different things you want to change. No, it's the one core belief that's going to fuel everything else. Seriously, just boiling it all down to one clear sentence is probably the most powerful first step you can take. Now, this is a perfect example of what a powerful central theme looks like. It's so simple, right? It's crystal clear, and it just lands with so much impact. It doesn't get tangled up in the little details. It just gives you one solid North Star to follow. This is the kind of core message that we're looking for. And here's how you put it into practice. You take the wisdom from a great quote like that and you distill it down into your own central theme. It becomes your personal mantra. So just take a second here and really think about it. What is the one sentence that's going to define your fresh start? Okay, so you found your core message. That's awesome. But every great journey starts with that first step. So how do you make sure that first step really counts? This next part is all about how you frame the beginning for yourself so you can build up some real momentum right from day one. Wow. I mean, this quote itself is a masterclass in how to start with a bang. It gives you that instant aha moment, doesn't it? It doesn't just tell you to start. It actually gives you permission to start, even if you don't have all the answers yet. It turns that fear of the unknown into a simple act of faith. And that's the kind of energy we want for our beginning. This framework for giving a motivational speech works just as well for motivating ourselves. We've already covered step 1, getting clear on our message. Now we're deep into step 2, start with a bang. That MLK Jr. quote is the perfect example. A powerful start grabs your own attention and really commits you to what comes next. And those other steps, using stories, staying focused, ending strong, that's what we're going to build on right now.
And hey, this is not some new idea. Plato was talking about this more than 2,000 years ago. The energy you bring right at the very beginning, it sets the tone for everything else that follows. Think about it, right? The first day at a new job, that first workout at the gym, the first healthy meal you cook, how you show up in that one moment can literally define the rest of the journey.
All right, so you've got your core message and you've got a powerful start. What's next? Well, now you have to make it feel real. This step is all about making a true, genuine connection with your goal. You know the old saying, logic makes you think, but it's emotion that makes you act?
So here's how you do it. To get yourself motivated, you have to tell yourself your own story. Why does this change really, truly matter to you? Make it a conversation in your own head, not just a list of orders. Ask yourself questions like, man, what would my life look like if I actually did this? That's the process that makes the goal feel personal and deeply meaningful.
And this quote from Jim Rohn is just a brilliant example of putting the focus right back where it belongs, on you. It's not about some vague hope or wishing for things to get better. It's about concrete action. It puts the power right back in your hands. A message like this doesn't just inspire you, it empowers you. It makes you the hero of your own story. All right, we're at the final piece of the puzzle. You've figured out your message. You've started strong. You've connected with it on an emotional level. So now what? How do you make sure this feeling actually lasts? How do you create a message for yourself that keeps echoing in your mind long after that first burst of motivation is gone? You can't talk about a message that sticks without talking about Steve Jobs' famous speech. This isn't just a nice thought, is it? It's this deep, profound call to be authentic that is almost impossible to forget. This is the kind of powerful, lingering idea that you want to create for yourself. And after that whole powerful thought, he ended with this. 4 simple words. It's not a big summary or a long-winded conclusion. It's a short, memorable mantra. And that's the goal for your own message. What are the few words you can repeat to yourself that will instantly snap you back to your core mission? So, let's just pull all this together for a second. Over on the left, you have inspiration. That's the light bulb moment, the what. But to actually get to the finish line, over on the right, you need action, the how. And that path from one to the other is built by first finding your core message, then launching with a powerful start, connecting to it with your own story, and finally, creating a memorable little mantra that keeps you going. That is the framework that turns a wish into a real plan.
And that really brings us to the end. We've gone through the whole framework, from that first spark of inspiration to a real plan for action. We've seen how to give our motivation a structure so it doesn't just disappear after a few hours. So now, the only thing left is this question. Not tomorrow, not next week. What is the one thing, that one first step that you're going to take today?